Hello and welcome to another episode of Quizzing with Members. This is the seventh episode, and it's without doubt turning out to be my favorite series on this channel. This is what quizzing was always meant to be, quizzing with you guys and me. And we're doing a lot of offline versions of this. We are doing online versions of this. And this was the original idea, and this is the future of quizzing on this channel and outside. So very, very, very happy to do another episode and to welcome our defending champion. We have someone who's coming back on this and two debutants. Let me call them one by one. Our first contestant is someone from Delhi, born and brought up there, engineer by education, and has done a lot of jobs here and there in government sector, etc., etc. Loves movies, and yeah, very happy to have him here. Abhishek. Hi, Abhishek. Hi, hi,
Hi,
hi.
hi, hi, KV.
Hi, how are you? Where are you from
Uh,
in Delhi?
I'm from INA, Lakshmi Nagar,
Hi,
close to
Lakshmi.
AIMS.
Yeah, Lakshmi Nagar, I know, close to Sarojini Nagar.
Yes, that's
Government,
right. Yes,
government
government,
houses,
government quarters.
government quarters. I know. Cool. Abhishek, happy to have you here. On that note, going to our next contestant who is making a return on Quizzing with Members. Give it up for Nikunj.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Nikunj. Hi, hi. Excited to be back?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just scared about the person who's coming next, but that's okay.
No, Nikunj. No, we'll see. We'll see. Now let's call the person who is about to come next. Person Nikunj is scared of. Give it up for Pavan, our defending champion.
Hi KV, hi guys.
Hi Pavan. Hi. How was last week? Another week with being the defending champion on this series.
The last one was tough, so hoping that this one is going to be a little easier for me.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. On that note, another debutant. Okay, from Meerut, currently working in Bangalore, has been quizzing since his school days and during engineering years, and same during MBA. Love a fellow quizzer and quiz master. Give it up for Tanuj.
Hi, KV. Hi, everyone.
Hi Tanuj. Hi, hi. Where did you do your engineering and MBA and everything?
Yeah, I did my engineering from Thapar University, Patiala.
Oh, nice. We did a quizzing in Thapar, Patiala very recently.
Yeah,
Wow.
so the college had a very nice culture of quizzing at that time, and that I got introduced to, and that love affair with the quizzing has been ongoing. And I did my MBA from IIM Kashipur. So there we had a very small group of quizzers. So we continued doing quizzing. Also, of late, I've been conducting few quizzes in my workplace as well. So,
Nice. Good job, Tanuj. And yeah, welcome on Quizzing with Members. Have you been following Pavan's journey on Quizzing with Members? Ready to beat him? Huh?
Yeah, I
Bring
think
down, push Pavan off the perch is what Ferguson said about Liverpool.
My only hope is that Pavan just get directs, not pass on, so that he can accumulate those extra points. That's my only hope.
Cool. On that very hopeful note, let's begin. The order is Abhishek, Nikunj, Pavan, Tanuj. Let's begin without further ado. Direct for Abhishek. First question. Okay. Abhishek, Idiocracy is a 2006 movie directed by Mike Judge, where two people from our time are transported 500 years into the future to the year 2505 by a failed experiment. But when they arrive, they find a civilization so dumbed down that they are the smartest people around. Now, while choosing what shoes the future idiots wear, the costume designer shortlisted shoes designed by a startup, mainly because they were on a limited budget. Costume designer Deborah Maguire was convinced that the shoes would never really become popular in reality because of their, in Deborah's eyes, silly look. According to her, people would have become dependent on consumption and convenience to such a degree that aspects such as aesthetics, functionality, and quality are of little importance. Which shoes did the idiots wear in Idiocracy?
Okay. Idiocracy 2006 movie. Is it canvas shoes?
Not canvas shoes. Going to Nikunj.
Shoes have a silly look. Which shoes would have a silly look? Nothing clicking at the top of my head. I'll pass.
Okay, passing to Pavan.
Is it Uggs?
No. Passing to Tanuj.
Is this? I can't answer it right. Pass.
Okay, cool. Okay, we'll start again, make it a 5-point question. So essentially, the costume designer thought these shoes will never become popular, but they did become popular. Okay, that goes without saying. Secondly, I think Nikunj was thinking out loud in the right track where he was saying the looks are little funny / different from normal shoes. And the third clue would be, like especially in cities like Mumbai, people really love wearing it when it's monsoon and all. Okay, so we are looking at a brand which has very typical signature footwear.
Is it Crocs?
It is Crocs, yes.
Yeah.
It is Crocs. Okay, the future idiots are wearing Crocs. Okay, 5 points there to Abhishek. And cool. Okay, now we go to Nikunj. Nikunj, the decision to construct X in Arlington County, Virginia, across the Potomac River was made with the requirement that it should not exceed 4 stories in height and use minimal steel due to wartime resource limitations. Initially, Arlington Farms was selected as the site, resulting in excess design due to its borders with roads. However, President Roosevelt decided to relocate the building to the present site to preserve the view of Washington, D.C. from Arlington Cemetery. Despite the change in location, the building retained its original shape as the president admired its unique and unprecedented design. What are we talking about? IDX.
I'm not sure whether it's the right location or not, but is it the Pentagon?
It is the Pentagon, yes. First 10 points on board, unique shape. Of course, Pentagon. Nikunj gets 10 points. Okay, now we know Matt Damon designed Pentagon if you saw Oppenheimer. Yes, right.
Oppenheimer.
He is the man behind constructing Pentagon. Okay, which means the first direct to Pavan now in this quiz. Pavan, on July 30th, 2023, Nuhaila Benzina of Morocco created history by becoming the first player to do something at a World Cup football. Okay. In the past, FIFA had banned this practice, citing health and safety concerns, but the ban was lifted in 2014. What are we talking about? So very recent news. This is from last month. Current affairs plus football.
So he did this in July at a World Cup. We identified that sports is my Achilles heel last time. Let's see. I think I'm going to pass this.
Okay, Pavan passes. We go to Tanuj.
Pass.
Okay, passing to Abhishek.
Just a very wild guess. The player in question did some kind of pull-ups after scoring a goal at the goal post.
No. Going to Nikunj.
So the World Cup, this is the Women's World Cup that's going on.
Okay.
Would it possibly be something to do with the headwear, the Muslim headwear that they have? So allowing it onto the field probably? Is that
Yes. That's enough. Yes. Perfect crack. Perfect. This is, of course, the Women's World Cup. Morocco is actually the first Arab country to play in the Women's World Cup, and which has led to first person wearing a hijab playing a football. That's the answer I was looking for, and Nikunj said that. Well done. Nikunj gets the maximum points possible for a question. 14 points there to Nikunj. So yeah, this is Nohaila Benzina who wore a headgear or a hijab. Okay, 14 to Nikunj, which means we are back to Pavan. Pavan, the Asian Athletics Championship 2023 was held in Thailand from 12th to 16 July and marked 50 years of the creation of the Asian Athletics Association. X, the mascot of the event, is viewed as a symbol of agility, strength, and senses. President Obama carried with him a few small items given to him by people he had met, and this included a small figurine of X. X was also referenced in the Black Panther movie and its sequel, where a tribe is seen saying, "Glory to X." Just tell me X.
Just to clarify, the Obama piece is not related to the championship. It's just something he carries with him personally.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is it a figure of Rama?
Not Lord Rama. Going to Tanuj.
Okay, is it going by the country, right? Thailand. I'm guessing it's an elephant.
No, not an elephant. Going to Abhishek.
Hmm.
But agility is little tricky for elephant, Tanuj.
Yeah.
Okay, Abhishek.
Is it orangutan?
Not orangutan. Going to Nikunj.
Thinking on the lines that country is Thailand. Is it a tiger?
Not the tiger. Okay, we'll start again with Pavan. Pavan, actually, you were very close to the answer. Now just think of your answer and add agility and strength. And who do you think can you think of?
Hanuman?
Hanuman. Yes.
Oh.
5 points there to Pavan, not Lord Rama, but his
Just
most
thinking.
famous devotee, Lord Hanuman. And Barack Obama had a Hanuman thing always. And in Black Panther, M'Baku, who is the leader of the Jabari tribe, says, "Glory to Hanuman." Okay. Cool. Pavan gets 5. Pavan is on board now, which means the next direct will be to Tanuj. Okay. Tanuj, in the 1800s up to the mid 1900s, Hawaii's most valuable commodity was sugarcane. One of the major problems battled during this era was rat infestation in the plantations. Mongoose from India were introduced in Hawaii by sugar plantation owners to control the rat population. However, the plan failed miserably due to the opposite characteristics of both these species. What went wrong? They wanted mongoose from India. Mongoose from India went there to control the rat population there, but the idea didn't work. Why do you think it didn't work?
Okay. Is it that mongoose went on to eat sugar cane, sugar plantation, and then their population increased multiple?
No. Going to Abhishek.
I have no idea about this, but I'll still guess something. Did the monsoon population overpower the rat population and destabilize the ecosystem?
No. Going to Nikunj.
Is it because the mongoose ate the snakes and the snakes used to eat the rats to control the population, because of which it created an issue?
No. Going to Pavan.
I know that there are no snakes in Hawaii. So because there are no snakes, there was no natural predator for the mongoose, and that's why the plan failed.
No. Okay, we'll start again with Tanuj. Essentially, the big clue you guys probably have missed in the question is the opposite characteristics of both these species. Okay, so there is a certain character where mongoose and rats are poles apart. They are opposite. Okay, and because of which the mongoose which were brought there could not help with the control of rat population. Okay, so just think of opposite characteristic, think of the purpose here, don't involve anything else, any other animals, and maybe you'll have a guess. Okay, we'll start whenever Tanuj is ready.
Is it related to climatic factor as well?
No, we'll go to Abhishek.
Okay.
No idea. Pass.
Okay, going to Nikunj.
Random guess, is it because one operated during the day and the other operated during the night? So probably they could not cap. So there was no way in which the mongoose could probably control the rat population, or they could not face each other that way.
Yes, yes, that is correct. That's all I was looking for. The answer was how the opposite nature. Mongoose only came out during the day. They are not nocturnal. They are diurnal, and the rats were nocturnal. So essentially, this didn't work. Okay, so this whole campaign of removing rats, removing rats did not work. Okay, great stuff from Nikunj once again. And this was a 5-pointer to Tanuj and 7 to Nikunj. Okay, which means we come back to Pavan for the next direct. Pavan, theater goers in ancient Rome would be noisy in showing both their enjoyment and their dislike of a performance. One of the ways they made noise was by clapping their hands loudly. When Romans did not like a performance, they often drove the performer from the stage by loud claps. From this, we get the English word X. At first, X meant to drive from the stage by a noisy expression of dislike. But this sense has disappeared, and today we use it in the sense of increasing rapidly or bursting or to move with sudden speed and force. What word are we talking about?
Is it exclamation?
Not explanation. Going to Tanuj.
No idea at this point. I'll pass.
Okay, passing to Abhishek.
Is it in a jiffy?
Not in a jiffy. Going to Nikunj.
I know it's incorrect, but pouncing, pounce or pouncing.
No, not pouncing. Okay, it was Pavan's direct. We'll start again with Pavan. Pavan, just focus on the current meaning. Okay, so think of what word can you think of when you think of increasing rapidly? Bursting, that's, I think, the biggest clue in the question. And to move with sudden speed and force. Okay, if you just focus on these three, there's just one word. And I think you got, in your first round, you got the first half of the word right. So just build on that, you'll get the answer.
Is it explosion?
I'll give it to you. It's explode or explosion. Okay, so bursting, increasing rapidly. So you explode and move with sudden speed and force, explode. And Latin out means X, and then plaudere means to clap. So that's where it came from. Okay, explode. Okay, so Pavan gets another 5-pointer, which means the next direct will come to Tanuj now. Okay, Tanuj, La Cathedral is a building in South America, which originally featured a football pitch, giant dollhouse, bar, jacuzzi, and a waterfall. It was built in 1991 to specifications ordered by X under an agreement with the government. It was to be occupied for 5 years, but was abandoned within a year and remained deserted for several years. In 2007, a group of Benedictine monks arrived at the site and transformed it because it was a great place for meditating. They built a chapel, a library, a cafeteria, a guest house for religious pilgrimages, workshops, and a memorial. In addition, the monks hired laid-off people to help with the daily running of La Cathedral. Now tell me, why was La Cathedral originally built? What was the purpose of this? What is it? What are we talking about?
Is it they want to build a place for their premier who is ruling the country because of 5 years? Because the government.
No. Going to Abhishek.
Amusement park?
Not an amusement park. Nikunj.
This is where Pablo Escobar reached an agreement with the Colombian government that he would be stationed over there because just as a means, yeah.
Yes. Escobar, it was the only thing I was looking for. Of course, X here is Pablo Escobar, and this was his personal prison. Okay, and yeah, everything else fits. Nikunj again gets 12 points, 10, 11, 12, and which means we come to Pavan now. Pavan, this is your direct. Pavan, in 1981, Wayne Gordine came up with the idea for this sport while working for the Boys and Girls Club of Oceanside, California. He introduced this to the children he worked with when they were bored of traditional sports, and it was well received. The sport gained national attention when a member of Gordinet's club, Matt Adam, and his teammates were featured on The Tonight Show in 1990. Following this exposure, physical education teacher Bob Fox from Colorado introduced the sport to his students, leading to the creation of the annual Colorado State Tournament in 1997. The sport started spreading to neighboring states, and the WCSA hosted the first Rocky Mountain Dash Championships, where Emily Fox, Bob Fox's daughter, broke her own world record by completing the cycle in 7.43 seconds. Which sport are we talking about?
So the sport's name is 2 words. That's why the 2 blanks.
Yes. And the blanks are also indicative, if that helps. As in the length.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't follow.
The length of the blanks are indicative, if that helps.
Oh, I see. Is it bobsledding?
No, passing to Tanuj,
Pass.
passing to Abhishek.
Seems like some sort of a sport where you have to walk or run. Is it the sport where you hold a spoon in your mouth and put a
No,
lemon?
No, not
Okay,
that one.
okay.
Going to
Okay,
Nikunj.
Not sure whether it's called that. Is this the cup stacking and unstacking where they do it with the blue cups? Is that the
Yes,
sport?
yes, absolutely. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Okay, we are talking about sport stacking or cup stacking. Okay, and Emily Fox did it in 7 seconds, which was a record then. And this is now officially a sport there. Sport stacking, cup stacking. Okay, again, Nikunj gets 13 points because it was Pavan's direct. Whew. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first half. The first half clearly belonged to Nikunj. This has been a crazy half. But let's look at the score. Abhishek has 5 on Crocs. Nikunj has 10 on Pentagon, 13 on wearing a hijab. I said 14 by mistake. 13 for wearing a hijab. 7 for Mongoose Day, Rats Night Panda. 12 for Pablo Escobar, Personal Prison. And 13 for sports stacking or cup stacking, which means he has 55, if I'm not wrong, and if you guys are also tracking, 55. Pavan has 5 each for Hanuman and Explode, 10 points, and Tanuj is yet to start scoring, but we have the whole half left. So let's see. Okay, the second half will be Tanuj, Pavan, Nikunj, Abhishek, change in order, reverse infi bounce, and we'll start with Tanuj. Tanuj, I'm talking about a certain meme format now, okay? This meme became popular because of the abundance of strange news stories coming out of X, often featuring headlines starting with or including the phrase XY. So we're looking at a 2-word answer. These unusual stories have become widespread due to X's law, which makes all government records public. This makes it easier for journalists to find and report on strange stories, which in turn contributes to the meme's popularity. Just tell me the meme format, XY, which is often compared to the Darwin Awards because it's just a fun template, and also has a Netflix series named after it. There's a Netflix series called XY. Okay, so yeah, just give me XY.
KV, before Tanuj answers, is X a name of city? If you can.
X is name of a place.
Place is okay.
Either a city, state, country, but place name.
Okay.
Pass.
Okay, Tanuj passes. We go to Pavan.
Is it Florida Man?
It is Florida Man. Yes, it's the famous Florida Man meme. Okay, 11 points there to Pavan. Florida Man does this, Florida Man does that. It's a crazy template. And in fact, you can just go on Google and put Florida Man and any date. You can put your birthday and you'll see some Florida man news from that birthday. One of my favorite pastimes. Okay. Going to Nikunj now for the next question. Nikunj, Novak Djokovic was the heavy favorite to win the men's single title at the US Open in 2020, which was being, as we know, played behind closed doors and was the first Grand Slam to take place since the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. Going into the encounter with 20th seed Carreño Busta, Djokovic had not lost a singles match in 2020. He was aiming for an 18th Grand Slam triumph to move closer to rivals Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, who were not playing in New York, in the race to finish with the most men's major titles of all time. Now, what happened in a certain match in US Open of that year that caused Djokovic to concede the match?
I'm not sure whether it was this or something else, but was it because he had not? No, this is not that. Sorry. This is not. This is 2020, right?
Hmm.
Can you just give me just one question?
Mhm.
Did the US Open happen in its usual time frame in 2020, or was it shifted to a later date? Can you just tell me that, or that's not feasible or possible?
It did happen during the pandemic. So, yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Did he himself contract COVID, or was he tested COVID positive because of which he had to concede the match?
No, going to Abhishek.
He was in news for not taking the vaccine, but the timeline doesn't fit well into that. But still, I'll go with that guess. Was it the vaccine? Because of the vaccine, he did not take it.
No, nothing to do with vaccine. Going to Tanuj.
No idea.
Okay, going to Pavan.
New York had a mask mandate and it was played indoors and he was required to wear a mask. Is that why he said?
No. Okay. We'll start again with Nikunj. I'll give a hint. So, first of all, let's not think of pandemic, mask, vaccine at all. Okay, nothing to do with the pandemic. I know Djokovic made a lot of headlines during pandemic for non-tennis reasons. Yeah, but this one is something that happened on the court. Okay, that's first hint. So, think of that. Secondly, although we wrote concede just to make it slightly tougher, but the actual reason is that he was disqualified. Okay, so something happened because of which Djokovic was disqualified from the tournament. And from the whole tournament. Now does anyone have any clue, or should I continue?
I would need one a further hint, but if someone else has got it, then it's okay. But I would need if you can.
Okay. So Djokovic did something accidentally, okay, because of which he was disqualified. Okay. So try and jog your memory if you followed this tournament. If not, something he did in the match, which was unintentional, but it led to his disqualification. And it involved a certain other person also. I don't want the name or anything of the other person. That is just for you to visualize what could have happened. That involves another person, Djokovic, during the game.
Was it something like he threw the racket or threw the ball and it hit the umpire or one of the person who sits just below the umpire?
Yeah, I'll give it to you because that's close enough now with a hint. Okay, basically
The line.
Novak accidentally hit the line judge, and since the ball was not in play when he did that. Okay, while you're playing, it happens. It's just an accident. But he threw the ball or did something with the ball in anger. He tried to throw it towards the audience, but it hit the person, choked. They almost choked, and that led to his disqualification. Okay. Whew. Okay, cool. 5 points there to Nikunj. And we now come to Abhishek for the next edit. Okay, Abhishek, shorter question. During Ramadan, some people in the Middle East, some people have to fast a few minutes longer, roughly 2 to 4 minutes, than the others. This happens either because of their place of residence or place of work. What has led to this change in timing for certain set of people since the year 2010? Okay, essentially, in Middle East, there is a certain section of people who, because of their place of residence or place of work, have to fast a few minutes longer than other people during Ramadan. And this phenomenon has happened since 2010. That's another clue. Who are these people? What's the funda? What are we? Yeah. What's the reason?
Can I ask a question before anyone answers?
Mm-hmm.
So before 2010, there was no difference for that section of people. They also would fast the same length of time as others.
Yes.
Is it because of the people who are not native to the Middle East but have come there to work and they
No.
belong to the same religion and they have to
No, not
manage
that.
their timings? Okay.
Going to Tanuj.
It's a very wild guess.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight saving, they adopted daylight saving. Something.
No. No, that would apply to everyone. Pavan?
Are these the people who are supposed to basically call people to prayer, the muezzin who call people to prayer?
No. Going to Nikunj.
Is this because of some geopolitical tension between two countries? So they are following different times purely from that this mosque, particular mosque would say that at this point in time is when the Ramadan would end and then you can eat. Is this something to do with that?
No. Okay, we'll start with Abhishek again. Hint for all four of you is think Dubai. Okay, so this section of people are in Dubai and something to do with their place of residence or place of work.
No idea. Pass.
Passing to Tanuj.
Is it related to Burj Khalifa?
Can you give me more, like how related to Burj Khalifa?
Okay. So people who are at the top floor, right? They would take more amount of time to reach or to break their fast, right? So because of the length of the building itself and too many people, right? That might be one of the reasons.
No, but okay, you're partially right, and its hint has been given. It doesn't make sense to split it. So I'll give it to you. It is the top floor of Burj Khalifa, but the answer is like the funda is because they can see sun for a few more minutes than others. Okay, so those on the upper floors of Burj Khalifa, and building is it's so tall that they have to wait 3-4 minutes more to break the fast because they can still see the sun after it's gone down for lesser mortals on the earth. Okay, so this Burj Khalifa upper floor. Okay, so Tanuj gets 6. For Tanuj is on board now, but I would, just because there was a little bit missing in the fund, I would want to give you 4 on this, Tanuj, if you're okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, 4 to Tanuj for this. Because after Dubai, I couldn't give you 6 only for Burj Khalifa, and that's why I want to explain
I
it.
think you hinted also on the place of work, so
Yeah. But yeah, Burj Khalifa upper floors, and they can't see the sun after it has gone down. They can see it for 3-4 minutes more, and so they break the fast little later than others. Okay, 4 to Tanuj. Now Tanuj is also on scoreboard. Everyone is on scoreboard now. And next direct is for Pavan. Okay, another short question. The YouTube channel Whispering Life Dash had uploaded a video on March 26, 2009, which is widely regarded as the first X video on YouTube. Okay, what kind of video are we talking about? Okay. And Whispering Life is a hint. Okay.
ASMR?
Yes, that is correct. 10 points there to Pavan. This is the first ASMR video on YouTube. Okay, with that, we come to Nikunj now for an 80 question. Again, I'm looking at a one-word answer. This phrase originated during the Renaissance. Spanish sculptors who made mistakes while carving expensive marble often patched their flaws with wax. A statue that had no flaws and required no deceitful patching was hailed as a dash dash which literally means a sculpture without wax. The phrase eventually came to mean anything honest or true. Okay, that is the current meaning also. Current meaning is in the zone of honest and true. What English word evolved from this phrase that means without wax in Spanish?
So one word answer
Yes, one word answer.
means anything honest or true.
Mhm.
Just to take a guess, unique.
Unique, no. Passing to Abhishek.
Pass. No idea about this.
Okay, passing to Tanuj.
Pass.
Passing to Pavan.
Is it sincere?
It is sincere. Yeah, it is sincere. Honest, true. Sincera. Okay, and that gave rise to the word sincere. And even if you know basic Spanish, you will know sin and con, like with and without, helps you to order coffee when you're traveling. Okay, sin leche, con leche. So sin is without, which means without wax. Sincera became sincere. Okay, 13 for Pavan on sincere. And next question to Nikunj, another 80 question, last 80 question here. This is a phrase, not one word. The origin of this phrase can be traced back to the film industry's early days, where many movies concluded with dash scenes. Inexperienced screenwriters or directors would sometimes add unnecessary dialogue which bored the audience. To address this issue, movie studio executives used this phrase as a directive to avoid tiring the audience without excessive dialogue and to focus on the more interesting scenes without unnecessary delays. What phrase do you think owes its origin to this this story?
I don't know why, but I just remember a dialogue from Looney Tunes. I don't know whether that's correct or not. That's all, folks, or no?
Not that's all, folks. Going to Abhishek.
Is it something to do with like the crux of the film that has been shown and inculcating moral values into the audience? Like you have to, like Mukesh Khanna used to appear after the end of Shaktiman.
Oh, like that. Sorry, Shaktiman. Please, हाथ धो के ही खाना खाएं. No, not that, Abhishek. Going to Tanuj.
Is it the end phrase that many movies use at the end, like in the end?
No,
Phrase
going,
end.
no,
Yeah.
going to Pavan.
Cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase. That's the answer we were looking for. 13 to Pavan. Okay, so most movies would, obviously they'll conclude with a chase scene, and when they start boring you with something else, they'll be like, just cut to the chase, like literally just cut to the chase, which is now a phrase used to just get to the point, just cut to the chase. Okay. 13 to Pavan there. Now we come back to Nikunj. Nikunj, this is your direct. In June 2022, Microsoft released a kaleidoscopic new version of the X that represents 40 different communities with the potential to expand further. X's images and related assets are accessible for download on GitHub and Figma and under Creative Commons licenses. This makes the design open source and allows people not only to use the finished design, but also to edit and add to it, creating their own unique versions. Each dash is envisioned as a triangular paper airplane-like graphic that fits into the main image with all the dash radiating from a central point. Microsoft has made the design available in various formats, including sizes suitable for laptops and phone wallpapers. What are we talking about here?
This is direct to whom?
Direct for Nikunj.
I don't know, but just to take a guess, is it the Windows logo?
Not the Windows logo. Going to Abhishek.
Triangular paper airplane graphic that fits in the dash. This seems like very familiar, like the explanation, triangular paper airplane like graphic, something that you have seen, but pass. Can't think of.
Okay, going to Tanuj.
Okay. Is it the new version of the clip that Microsoft used to have in earlier version?
No. Going to Pavan.
Is this the send icon in Teams?
No. Okay. We'll start again with Nikunj. Okay. So first hint, just like the vaccine hint, is don't think of anything too like very Microsofty. Like, don't think of anything to do with Windows or like Window versions or Microsoft wallpaper, etc. So don't think Microsoft as such. That's number one. Number two, they have created, as you can see in the first paragraph, you can design your own, like, you can edit it and you can create your own version. They've created an open source version of something. Okay. That's one clue, one part of the answer. So open source something. And what they've created is actually a big symbol of diversity and inclusivity. So think of these tracks and think of what, like they have created an open source version of X to be used online. You can create your own version and represents many different communities. And now if you read the clue again, you will probably know what is X, whose version Microsoft has created, an open source version. And the big clue I am giving right now is that the thing that we are talking about is a big symbol for a lot of people, and it represents inclusivity and diversity of us humans as a race. Should I add more hint, or does anyone have any idea somewhere?
Have any idea? If you can add more hints, great. But
Anyone who has any strong guess at this point? Or should I add?
if you can add, that would be
Okay.
great.
Okay, so think of like symbols in, like I said, in where you talk about inclusivity and pluralism, so to speak, and also think of intersectional solidarity and unity amongst people. And the symbol is a very important part of a certain movement. We'll take a round with this. We'll see.
Is this the pride symbol, the LGBTQ plus symbol, or something to do with that?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. We are talking about the pride flag, actually. Okay, we are talking
Achha,
about the
pride
pride
flag,
flag.
okay.
And this is Microsoft has created an open source pride flag. And this is the flag. And yeah, it's, as you can see now from the center, there are different triangular aeroplanes types, this thing. And it represents 40 plus different community within the LGBTQIA banner. Okay, cool. Which means Nikunj gets 5 for this. And we come to Abhishek for the next question. Abhishek, this is an old nickname or slang for a set of bankers who were reputed to be the money masters of the world and involved in foreign exchange speculation. This slang came into popularity during the 1964 sterling crisis of Great Britain. The politicians blamed ex-bankers for raising speculation against the pound. During one meeting, politician George Brown criticized the ex-bankers and said, the dash of dash are at work again. Okay, so the dash of dash is actual answer I'm looking for. Some part points for ex-bankers also maybe. Ex-bankers are popularly associated with extremely secretive policies, while dash, in the dash of dash, the first blank there, the dash in fairy tales live underground in secret, counting their riches. What slang are we talking about?
So the dash of dash, the bigger dash, and the dash like extremely secretive policies, while dash is same.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Okay. So X is different. In the dash of dash, the bigger dash, the latter dash, has something to do with X. And the first,
Okay.
the shorter dash comes from fairy tales where they live underground in secret and count their riches,
Okay.
etc., etc.
Is it bullish or bearish related to?
No, not the bull bear funda. Going to Tanuj.
Okay. Is it related to goblins?
Not goblins. Good guess, though I know where goblins are coming from. Going to Pavan.
Is it the trolls of Zurich and Swiss bankers?
Almost there. You've got Swiss banker. So X ka part points you're getting. The dash of second dash you've gotten that also. It's dash of Zurich. Okay. And sorry, what
Ogres
did you
of
say for the
Zurich?
first blank, Pavan? Sorry.
I said troll, but
The
ogre.
troll. Sorry.
But is ogres of Zurich?
Not troll or ogre. Okay. We will go to Nikunj. Nikunj, you know what all Pavan has guessed. So just tell me the first blank.
Not sure whether this is the rats of Zurich are at
No.
work again.
Not the rats of Zurich. Oh my God. Okay. Cool. So we'll take another round only for the first blank. As we now know, we are talking about Swiss bankers, and they were referred to as this, which is still a phrase used for not just Swiss bankers, but anyone who does financial jholjal. Okay. The dash of dash and the dash of Zurich, all that we've gotten. Now we are only looking at the first blank. So Pavan has already gotten points for X bankers, the other blank. We are taking this round only for the first blank. Now the only first blank for now, we also know it's not goblin, it's not troll, it's not ogre, it's not rats. Okay. So we are now talking about some mythical creature, and essentially these creatures came into prominence a lot during Renaissance and 16th century. And of course in modern fantasy literature as well. They are very similar to goblins. So goblins, that's why it was a good guess. These are basically, they are dwarfs. Okay, they are dwarfs who live underground and they guard the treasures underground, etc. It's a very small word. That's why the blanks are again indicative. So we are looking at a 4/5 letter answer. Okay, 4/5 I say because the plural form is just 5 letter. So we'll take a round with this. So think of mythical creatures, live underground, similar to dwarf, goblin, and they guard the riches, and 4/5 letter answer. So 5 letter answer, sorry, just to clarify, 5 letter. And if you make it plural, it becomes 6. Sorry, not 4/5, 5/6.
This is the last question, right?
Yes.
So that the term is the dash of
Zurich.
Zurich
Yes.
are at work again. Okay. And that dash is not necessarily a like a creature. It is like it is fictional.
Yeah.
It is fictional.
Yeah.
Can't think of any word for dwarf that I have seen in fiction. No, pass.
Okay,
Sorry.
passing to Tanuj.
Yeah, I mean, the only word in line of dwarfs and goblin I can think of is elves. Elves of
Not the elves. The elves are usually positive. They have very positive connotation and brand positioning. Going to Pavan.
Is it gnomes?
It
GNOM?
is the gnomes
the
of
gnomes.
Zurich. Okay.
Oh,
The gnomes of Zurich. You guys, if you guys were tracking scores, you have no idea
I
how
know.
insane this was. And especially after
Oh,
Pavan missed the small gnomes part in the first round. Oh my God.
oh,
Woo.
damn.
Crazy. Okay. Now let's do the part point business or whatever for this question. So this was a direct for Abhishek. And when it came to Pavan, it had become a 12 points question, out of which he got Zurich, he got Swiss, and missed the gnomes. Okay. So 8 points there for this in the first round. And then we started another round only for gnomes, which was around 4 point, became around 2 points, 2.5. So around 3 in the second round for gnomes, which means 11 to Pavan for gnomes of Zurich and Swiss bankers. Okay, now we'll check the score for you guys to realize how crazy this had become. Okay, this was one of the craziest quizzes in a long time. Insane. Okay, Abhishek, first of all, ends on 5. Well done, Abhishek. Abhishek got Crocs, 5 for that. Tanuj got 4 in the second half. Tanuj got 4 for Burj Khalifa, Ramazan Funda. So Tanuj ends on 4. Now comes the big battle of this match. Nikunj had 55, of course, comprehensive lead in the first half. Got 5 in the second half for accidentally hitting the line judge by Novak Djokovic, and got 5 for the open source pride flag funda. So Nikunj ends on 65. Now we check Pavan's score. Pavan had 10, got 11 for Florida Man. So that became 21. Okay, then got first ASMR video, 10 points. So now Pavan is on 31. Then he got Sincere, 13 points. So Pavan then came to 44. Then he got Cut to the Chase, for which he again got 13 points. So he came on 57. Okay, and both of these, I remember him waiting for it to come to him, especially Cut to the Chase. Because the moment that question came, Pavan knew it's Cut to the Chase, but that crazy wait, I could see it on his face. And then, so before after Cut to the Chase, Nikunj was on 60 and Pavan was on 57. Then Nikunj got Pride Flag open source. So Nikunj reached 65. So before the last question came out, Nikunj was on 65, Pavan was on 57. And then Pavan got 11 for Gnomes of Zurich and Swiss Bank and ends on 68 points. Okay,
Wow.
just 3 points ahead of Nikunj. This has been a miraculous comeback. And yeah, Nikunj, fantastic stuff, no doubt. You were without doubt outstanding. As we can see the score, just one question here and there and the result would have been very different. But end of the day, Pavan gets his I think the most closely fought win of this.
This
crazy
was
run.
the best of Nikunj, I guess, because
Yeah.
I've seen the past videos. I just felt that he has already won it, but
Yeah.
in the last question,
So I was desperately tracking the score for the final.
I was
questions and
writing right here.
Huh.
I was like कि एक सही आंसर दे दूं, हाँ मैं बच जाऊंगा, एक सही आंसर दे दूं मैं. Yeah, that's fair.
So it was crazy. Some crazy cracks from all of you. Crocs was a beautiful crack. First ASMR video very quickly. I think one question that really helped Nikunj was the sports stacking, cup stacking funda, because it went all the way to him and he got 13. So was Pablo Escobar, where he got 12 again. Hijab funda, lot of great answers today. Sincere was a great crack. We know Pavan's etymology and history is one of his strongest suit. But anyway, end of the day, Pavan wins with 68. Nikunj, hard luck, but we'll see you again as we have seen you earlier. And Abhishek, Tanuj, thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you soon, because as Nikunj has proved, you can come back again. In fact, we had this crazy idea. I don't know we'll do it or when we'll do it. But once we have enough number of members who have played quizzes, maybe we'll do a tournament amongst members later with quarters and semis and final. So maybe we'll get to see you guys there also. But thank you, Pavan. I'll see you soon in the next episode. Nikunj, of course, see you soon. And Abhishek, Tanuj, see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, KV.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.